All right.
Glad you got it out of your system before it started, Chris.
Oh, I was trying to make Sam laugh. You know how they do it in
Yeah.
Dude,
that one show?
I'm gonna stroll him out laughing at this fucking background pic. I really like the one I got today.
Oh, what's the background pic today?
X scared me about skinwalkers. I wouldn't worry about it, and it's a picture of the fucking skinwalker using the computer.
I see. Oh,
This week, dear viewers, Sam made maps.
He did.
Not for this week, I didn't. For later, I did.
That was a joke.
Maps are hard, and I don't know what I'm doing.
It's okay, buddy.
Okay.
Kisses.
So, I should immediately grab some dice real fast because I have a fucking thing I need to do.
I don't know why, but in my head I was like, oh no, he has to roll for bomber.
Alright.
A small orphanage off in the hub.
I can't use the electronic roller on my phone.
Unfortunate.
Alright, and 10 with 3 spares in case I need to do dumb shit. Alright, so at some point, just arbitrarily in the timeline between the moment the last session ended and this one, Skater Kid comes to you and just fucking starts throwing out little notes that says, hey, need input immediately. Hey, opportunity has presented itself from Ronnie. Please answer soon.
Okay, what is the opportunity that has presented itself?
Basically, he has found out about 2 items that are going to be in transport. One is the hunk of metal with the that acts like a cell phone, like walkie-talkie type deal. He has no idea how the exact mechanics of those things work. And if he uses his top, which he hasn't used yet today, and he really wants to before the cooldown resets, he can basically get one with no penalty. Possibly even a shipment if he rolls well. The other is one of the top secret things that the Gear Boy turncoats have been working on is also going to be in transport. Now, he only has one use of the top, so you can only get one of these things.
Okay.
What if this might be crazy. God damn it, Mr. President's not there, but I would like to say out the character. What if he framed it as one of the items was stolen by the Hive specifically? Like intentionally got it stolen.
That would be
that doable?
He would have to do that without using the top, because one of the conditions for using the top is that you know the top is there.
Got it. Okay. Never mind then. But, I mean, I feel like that'd be a cool thing
he can put
to
that on
help.
the back burner as an op he can do. He just wouldn't be able to do it this time, just due to the nature of the
situation.
That's fine. How about, start working on, like, doing that as an op, as stealing items from them?
So isn't Ronnie's whole thing that we don't actually want him set on something, we want him just doing whatever he wants because he's better at that?
So this isn't like an op, this is just a thing. So he's an opportunist, which means occasionally, if he rolls well, he just gets opportunities to do stuff, and they don't count towards his actions for the day.
Gotcha. So run me by the 2 items again?
Okay.
I don't remember. So they're shipping cell phones and the turncoat thing?
Yeah, so Ronnie didn't get an in-depth look at how the hunks of metal they use to communicate work. With this, he'd be able to A, get his hands on them and look at them, and B, he could give them to Skater Kid immediately to deliver to you.
Okay.
He could also What?
So, if we get the walkie-talkies, we could basically listen in.
And also figure out if there's anything he missed, because, again, he didn't get a good look at them.
Yeah. What do we know about the other artifact? Does he have any information?
So when you say the turncoats, that's the guys that are starting to like the Gear Boys?
That's the Gear Boys that have turned. So these are things...
that have liked the Iron Legion, sorry.
Yeah, that have started working with the Iron Legion. So it's going to be The Gear Boys are really good craftsmen. They know how to build stuff that resists the paranormal and know how to integrate paranormality into their stuff they make to a very limited degree.
Okay. So I kind of want that one. I feel like that one is probably the better option, but I don't know if y'all agree with that.
I was leaning go for straight mystery.
I was gonna go for the actual like walkie-talkie because that would be.
I will say, if it changes your opinion at all, Ronnie does say, based on what he's heard, he feels like he did miss several big things with the walkie-talkies, but he doesn't have. He doesn't have access to them without this.
My answer is I play Magic the Gathering, so I want to go for I want to go loot box, go for the random thing.
Which is the random thing?
The thing we don't have any concrete information about. Okay. I'm making the assumption that if it's top secret and it's not like a obvious thing they have, or if he hasn't been able to find out about it, it's presumably very important to them in some way.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there would be another opportunity for us to get our hands on one of those walkie-talkies or get semi-close to a walkie-talkie so that I could see powers on it.
Considering the quality of our communication and the fact that we have Ronnie there, do we even need one?
It's so we can listen in on what they're doing.
It's more so we can understand their communication. And like the more information we have about their network, the better.
So one of the ways that like medieval wars like were won quite often is was because communication was really shitty between like the different sectors of it.
Oh yeah, I get that. It's just
and once you route one section, if you can break the communication and then route one section, you have a chance of like routing all the sections.
Yeah, I get that, but do we want to fuck with their communication and potentially take something really important to them?
I mean, fucking with their communication's huge.
I mean, they didn't seem that organized to begin with.
I feel like they're more organized than we think, than we thought they were initially.
And they're also becoming more organized each day because now they have Gear Boys to help them be more organized. I think communicate. Okay, Mr. President would think communication.
Okay.
It's really close.
Do you guys want to put it to a vote?
I will honor votes, obviously.
You are allowed.
You are Mr. President.
Okay. So we have one vote for walkie-talkies by Mr. President, and we have 2 votes for Mystery Box from Chivalry and Charlie, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like okay.
Let me get a pad and some paper so I can start writing this down.
I feel like Sweet Tooth would also want to know the unknown factor
because financial documents. That's actually really important. Let's not write on that.
Yeah, right. Like you're gonna do your taxes before tax day.
Yep, this is garbage.
I think what you meant to say is Sam do his taxes correctly.
It's so close.
For the purposes of this vote, I technically have 3 characters. Do I get 3 votes?
Chivalry and Avery count as 1.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I was just gonna like, does Chivalry really count?
Well, I didn't know because Sam said Chivalry and Charlie, so I wasn't sure how important he was in the whatever we're doing here.
Is
I am a lot more
to vote.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm a lot more willing to let Dr. Slime vote than let G Slice vote.
Dr. Slime's brand new, and I feel like
G Slice can't vote because he's 17.
I feel like Dr.
Master's, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does have a master's, but he's only smart in a business sense. That's it.
Yeah, like he's one of those like hyper geniuses, but in every other way outside of his area, he's a fucking idiot.
Just a moron.
Yeah.
Just an idiot. Yeah. And also I wouldn't count Dr. Slime. He literally joined last session like a couple hours ago, and we we wouldn't actually allow that. So I would only allow the votes of. I personally would only say you guys would allow the votes of Mr. President. So
yeah, I'd rather vote by player, which I know is mechanically awkward.
Yeah, mechanically awkward.
Okay, we can vote by player.
Bayou-Bill is also relatively new, and same with propulsion.
Okay, so by player, that's 2 for the mystery box, 1 for the talkies. So, Bob?
And
tie it up.
Alright, so what do the walkie-talkies get us, and what is the mystery box?
So we don't know what the mystery box is. We know it's Gear Boy involved. The talkies are... Ronnie has felt he has missed something with the talkies. Feels like there might be something more to them. And more importantly, we can ship them to Charlie and get an exact read on how they work.
Would getting an exact read on how they work allow us to exploit them? Like, is that a thing any of our skill sets bring to the table?
I feel like it could very well allow Ronnie to exploit them.
I'll be right back.
If anyone.
Could allow who to exploit them?
Ronnie, if anyone. Okay. That's kind of what he's good at. Is that a reasonable read, Sam? Or
it's pretty decent.
When we wait for Chris to get back, can I share for a moment? I had an idea for a communication power for Bayou-Bill.
Okay.
So I had previously considered having him be able to use the bite as a motion ability, like he bites something 100 yards away and drags himself towards it, loader style.
Mm-hmm.
But what if he bites something and then like fucking 2 tin cans and a string, he can just talk down that.
Oh, I hate it.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Also, that's off theme. That's not how predators work.
It isn't, but it would be really fucking funny.
You know, I actually feel like he should have high empathy.
Predators? Are we talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, just any kind of earthly predator.
Okay, we're not talking about Donald Glover Predator.
I mean, Donald Glover is on Earth.
We're not talking about Kevin Spacey type predator now.
Kevin Spacey logically can't be on Earth. It's in his name.
God will judge you. Space will judge you.
Extraterrestrial beings will judge you.
Since I am the baseline of opinions, any opinion that is not mine is inherently wrong.
Well, hold on. Since you're the baseline, what is above the baseline?
Me, because I'm the actual baseline for opinions. Any opinion I hold is objectively correct. And see, I know mine's better than Sam's because I quoted it properly. Dab, 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 vibe, 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 vibe,
stunt.
I love that started just from Tom getting movement items in Risk of Rain.
I think this specific order was stunt, vibe, dab. I don't really know what vibe means. I don't really know what pose that is.
I don't like your vibe, bro. Change it!
I just felt like that was proper to say in that moment.
I zoomed in on the skinwalker. I shouldn't have done that. Oh. Don't like that.
Can you post that picture somewhere? Oh, wait, no, you actually can't.
I do not dare open my 4chan folder on fucking stream.
Coward.
I am certain at least some percentage of it is porn, and it is not intentional.
I am back, sorry.
Okay, Bob, tiebreaker vote. Talkies or mystery box?
No, Bob, going to be a tiebreaker. It's either one or a tie.
Well, I guess the only
ties and break the session, make a tie.
I would say the only other person
yelling at each other.
The only other person who will get 2 votes really would be Seth because he has Charlie and Sweet Tooth.
Correct, and I don't feel good about that. As a human being, I feel like that's not fair.
Yeah, well, it's the only thing that makes sense in game. So,
if it comes down to it, I'll let you guys pick an NPC to break the tie. So pick the funniest one you guys can think of if it happens. But Bob, what do you vote?
Bob just leaves. That would be more. I thought that was Bob. I was like, that's funny.
Oh, I can't disconnect myself. Like, I can't right-click on...
I think we should give Seth 2 votes because of his characters in-game.
So then my vote doesn't really matter, depending on what Seth's character is.
Vote.
Yeah.
I will not give Seth the second vote unless you vote. Vote.
And Seth has to think in character.
Let's go with the mystery box. Fuck it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now, this is a pretty arbitrary roll because Ronnie has, 6 dice and a wiggle dice. So, as long as he doesn't just roll ones, it's gonna be fine.
I'm assuming he rolled ones.
There's a 3. Let me check what I gave the baseline perception for... Okay, we're good. That actually does... Holy shit.
Hey, Sam. Sam, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
How much would I get off for a flaw called build up where power takes X number of rounds to go off after activating?
That's just delayed effect, so -1.
Oh.
Isn't delayed effect a -2?
I don't think so. I might be wrong.
Well, no. It's not like... Hold on. Just look at delayed effect.
Delayed effect has a lot of variation now. It can be implemented because it's been used to hell and back in the Splat books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I called it build up because he has to build up to use the power. But yeah, delayed effect works.
Okay, so it goes silent for a solid 30 minutes. But eventually you guys get what's about the size of a tennis ball wrapped in paper. And all that's there is just very shaky handwriting that said, "Could have gone smoother, but I got it." And there's just a little bit of blood in the bottom left corner.
Hope this is not Ronnie's blood.
It is probably Ronnie's blood.
And in it is this weirdly... So it's like woven scrap metal with a iron sphere with just kind of dull red cracks just orbiting and floating in the middle.
Against my reasonable mind, I'm going to see powers on it.
When you look at it, you see images of an inactive forge. This strikes you as a fundamentally incomplete or imperfect item.
Okay. I feel like this needs to be stored in the puppet hole, and no one should know that we have it.
So...
I have a thought. This item is incomplete. The description of the cog was that it was waiting to become complete.
So we should whip out the cog and duct tape it on?
I mean, it's that option we have.
Every time I say duct tape, I want to build the duct tape power more and more.
The cog is being studied by...
Yeah, we can borrow it for a minute, though.
Yeah, your army men made this modular. They planned for you to be able to remove it. So if you remove it, they can go over old data. It won't slow them down much as long as you don't remove it for a full day.
Is all this stuff the army men built made out of metal? Is it just
I assumed it was made out of Legos.
Yeah, I've been living the life where if the army
they
men
can summon any material. They can summon any material.
Yeah, they just have warehouses of never-ending scrap that they pull out of, but it's all army men size, so it's not.
I was assuming if they made a particle accelerator for some reason, it would be instead of being made out of metal, they would make it out of Hot Wheels. It's get the track together. I've been this entire time I've been assuming that Mr. President is a weirdly Toy Story character.
No.
Yeah,
okay.
No, they look like a toy, but as they work, they look more and more real.
Okay.
With the
see a guy in a forklift flip you off.
Yeah, the ones that have been around since the start just kind of look like Heigl's men.
Okay.
Oh no.
So it's more like an Indian in the cupboard kind of situation.
Yeah.
But not boring.
I liked that movie when I was little.
It was a book.
Okay.
I never read the book.
So the cog is an option. You guys can
I had
get
to read
that.
the book.
Yeah, let's go grab that.
Look at it. You realize what this is like. Your power is showing you. It's showing you an empty hearth, not in terms of like fuel, but like cold. Like it's missing fuel.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess it takes metal.
Yeah, actually, so if your little soldier, I'm gonna ask your little soldiers for a small piece of metal that they have laying around that they're not using. And I'm gonna take the cog, and I'm going to have Sweet Tooth make candy that lets you breathe fire. That doesn't seem hard.
Fuck Wild Talents is a good system. just have like, yeah, it's fucking red hot that makes you fucking breathe fire, and it's just a goddamn afterthought. Don't even put any effort into it. This system fucking rules.
So you breathe fire on it, and it definitely heats up. Like it seems to be absorbing the fire as you breathe into it, but the heat doesn't seem to be what's doing it.
Okay.
Now I should ask: at any point, do you touch the ironwork and the cog at the same time?
I'm gonna say I'm probably not thinking carefully enough to not do that. Well, wait, before I commit to that, I wouldn't take
Before he commits to the bit.
ironwork anywhere anyone but us would see it.
You guys are deep in the warehouse right now. You guys
are
reasonably safe as you can.
The question is the cog in like a main warehouse, or is that also deep in the warehouse?
I imagine the army men are doing their best to keep it secret, keep it safe.
Okay,
like the secret lab, so it's deep in the warehouse, under
deep
like
in the warehouse, like it's hidden, or deep like where Animal is.
So, actually, before I do anything with the cog, after breathing fire on it, I got an idea. Can I try putting in excess paranormal energy that I have drained?
It feels
I know that I don't have a power for that, but I'm not sure if that's something I could attempt to do anyway. How?
So it would be like you have a battery, but you don't have a slot to put it in. Your power doesn't have an interface yet.
Gotcha.
It's like a generator with no wires.
Okay. That's kind of what I figured, but I also figured I'd ask. Worst you see is no.
Yeah, plus it gives you an idea towards what to build. Now, as you have... Now, when you have the cog and the item, what do you do with them exactly? Like, does anyone else have ideas? Because I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, Seth has the thing, I can't... No, please have input if you have thoughts.
Absolutely. I feel like I've been talking a lot for the past few sessions, and I shouldn't be.
Yeah, I feel like, normally I talk too much.
What I'm thinking who do we even want to be handling both of these objects at the same time? I would personally put Bayou Bill forward for that on the basis that of our current party, he has the best regeneration power.
I was going to say
actually a good thought.
I was going to say the army men because...
I mean, but do we really want to touch them at the same time?
Still, they can still have new army men show up to replace them.
Okay.
That's fair.
I'm just thinking
because if it explodes and has disintegrate, you're pretty much dead, even if you have regeneration.
I'm just thinking I was the hardiest here. Chivalry can't handle it. And
technically Dr. Slime should be able to handle it, but you guys really shouldn't have him in the back of the warehouse.
That's what I was thinking. Like, we shouldn't.
Dr. Slime has 32 hit points or something. He's all one. Yeah, he's all 1-8 area.
Isn't 32 the number of hitboxes people usually have?
Yeah, but it's all in one location. But I'm amorphous, so I can always regenerate.
Amorphous makes healing bad, but also makes disintegrate bad. It's a trade-off. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if the soldiers are cool with... I don't know how we're attaching them. I don't know if people have ideas for that.
I mean, I would assume we just try touching them to each other. On the basis that they're both profound, they both appear to be profoundly paranormal objects.
I think we also found out last session we don't want to solve too much before Verbal Kink gets here.
Well, so the idea...
deal with Verbal Kink.
The idea is, yeah, fair. We can just hand it back to him, but it's also just seeing if this can immediately benefit us. Yeah, we don't want to fully figure it out, though.
No.
I'll be right back.
So the army men are going to start handling the ironwork, and you're going to notice them immediately start, like, plasticking up a little bit.
Okay. Do I get a sense that this is draining stuff around it, kind of like my power does?
So, the army men can still function. It's just they definitely feel like it's looking for something, and they just happen to be the most readily available source. It's not good at draining things. Like, it's not... It's a byproduct of it rather than a function.
I see.
Because if it was actively draining them, they would just die. The army men have no resistance. The fact that it's struggling this much points to the fact that it's not good at it.
Okay, so it's like it's picking up maybe residual paranormality?
Yeah.
Okay.
That seems... If we can make that... If we can get it working, maybe it could eat all of the damp in the area as it does whatever it does.
So I don't actually want to run this thing. I just want to know what it does. Because maybe I want to run it. But, like, ideally, it's not obvious that we have it.
Yeah.
The army men do politely ask if a person can do it because they don't like being reminded that they're not real.
Yep, I am on page by you. Bill does this.
Okay, yeah, Bill will grab the thing. You said, how big is it?
It's a little bit larger than a tennis ball.
Okay.
Maybe like a polo ball? I don't know.
Crossball?
Bocce ball?
And then...
Bowling ball?
Then you died.
Basketball?
It's smaller than a bowling ball, larger than a tennis ball. I know that's a bit of a range.
Small moon?
Size of like a cantaloupe?
Large star?
Okay.
The thing that the little prince lives on?
Black hole?
As Bayou-Bill touches
Tom's 32-pound testicles?
And touches the...
No, Chris, you have a fundamental misunderstanding
Let
there.
Touches the ironwork. Bill, your tooth begins glowing violently.
The powers.
Bayou Bill's power does not like whatever is going on here. But as you handle the cog and the item, one of the spokes on the cog lights up with an arcane sigil on it. And you feel your consciousness expand a little bit. In the same way, not in the same way your mind expands, interfaces with the Fang or Gator Song. You begin to feel kind of like a current flowing through the item you're holding and back into you through the ironwork. The Forge Heart, as you believe it's now called.
Through the what?
Forge Heart.
Okay.
But yeah, Sam.
Yeah, what's up?
How much would taking extra damage from backfire give me?
-1.
So, like, instead of 1 point of damage, 2 points of damage is -1. I would
say it goes like 1 damage for 1, 3 damage for 2, and then like 6 for 3. Fibonacci it.
Backfires is a -2.
Is it? What? We'll figure. Oh, that's willpower. We'll figure that out later.
Okay. So I can feel, or Bill feels, just holding both of these things at the same time, that there's like some current of energy flowing between the two of them, or is that just something he's aware of happening external to them?
Based on what you know about artifacts in general, this is how you've been told a normal artifact feels. It seems like the cog is just allowing you to use a second artifact. The Forge Heart, you feel the fuel, you feel like you can invest part of yourself into it to get it running. Do you invest willpower into the Forge Heart?
What? Well, I have 2 questions. Mm-hmm. One, how is the nothing chain reacting? Because Bill has it in his pocket.
So technically speaking, you weren't focusing on it, so it's just not reacting right now. It doesn't appear to be included in this.
And 2, how much willpower?
You know what? I can let you know this. It's gonna ask, since this is an incomplete one, it's going to ask for not a cost, but an investment of at least 6 willpower.
So investment is you get it back when you're done using it.
I'm well aware of how investment works.
Yeah.
I'm asking to make sure that I'm remembering the mechanic correctly.
Cost, it is an investment.
Okay. Well, it says at least 6, and Bill has quite a few.
How much
Bill will invest 10.
Okay. It doesn't heat up completely, but you see the center of the Forge Heart glow and become molten. You are holding an engine of pure creation in your hands, you feel. You don't really know how to use this thing, or if there are like controls that they weren't finished building. But it's something.
As it lights up, Bill will yell to Charlie over what I'm assuming is quite a bit of noise and strain on him to see its powers again.
Can I do that now that it's powered?
Yeah, you can. So this thing, the first power you see is iron generation, or steel.
Okay.
The second is this thing reshapes things around it. The way it does that is undefined at the moment, but if you work with it, you might be able to get some more details out of it. What you do know is this thing is incredibly fucking powerful. It's also not technically an artifact in the sense that your eye is an artifact or Bayou Bill's Fang is an artifact. It's not unique. This thing just hijacks the slot.
So
seeing that Charlie has come to an epiphany, Bill will draw his focus back from the Forge Heart, which I guess is what he would do to get his willpower back?
You just have to stop feeding it, and the willpower comes back into you.
Okay, yeah. Now, Bill will stop feeding it, and then he will place it down on the ground and put the gear down as well.
As you release the cog, the sigil goes inert, and the cog returns to normal.
All right. Bill will kind of wipe his hands, like do that thing where you clap them together. Say, okay. I think I know what the cog does now, or one of the things it does.
So I should point out, there are 6 spokes on the cog. Only one of them lit up while you were doing that.
I was aware of that.
Okay.
Bill will take out like a toothpick or something, Bill will take out his knife and point at the cog. You see this spoke here? See what lit up?
Yep. I didn't see this. I mean, actually, yeah, Charlie should be able to remember the symbol. Yeah, I don't see it lit up anymore, though.
When it was lit up, and I was using this, I think that's an artifact, and he's going to point his other knife at the Forge Heart. When I was holding the cog in this, I could use another artifact along with the tooth. He'll kind of reach around trying to find a third knife to point at the tooth and realize he can't really do that.
I'll point at the tooth for you.
I'll give you one of my willpower.
Don't do that.
I'm actually doing that.
It is done.
You can't stop me.
Okay.
All
Let me
right.
go edit that message to Sam. I have a message to Sam of all the things that I need to add to my character sheet once I find it. It's somewhere. I just can't remember where.
All right.
Okay. So I have an idea. So if you said that lets you use another artifact, could you try and use that chain that you've been carrying around while holding the cog, not the forge heart?
As soon, like before you're even done saying it, Bill was holding the chain and the cog at the same time.
So the cog lights up, and you feel a certain life come into the cowl and chain.
Oh boy!
Hey, Tom, what's Bayou Bill's what's the dice pool for his bite power again?
The dice pool for the bite is, give me a minute to scroll. 4 wiggle dice, 6 dice.
All right, let me roll 6 dice real fast. So Charlie has enough passive perception that he would notice this immediately. Is it Carronade down there, or is it David? Bob?
I would assume Carronade. I think David hasn't been here long enough.
Right.
Yeah. I assumed Dr. Slime and Propulsion were sitting in the front because we weren't allowed in the back.
Okay.
Oh no, Propulsion's still out.
Got it. Bob, I'm going to need a perception check from Carronade.
From Mr. Caronado. Perception. That would be 10 dice. On a dice roller.
Should I make a roll, or
No, your passive is good enough.
can I make a roll to see if I get 2 10s?
Yeah, go for it.
I got 4 10s.
Nice.
Good.
Oh, I got 1 more 10, so that's 7 10s.
Okay.
Jesus.
So you guys noticed that Bill's shadow is more solid and 3-dimensional than it should be, and that its mouth is opening.
I'm just gonna step away from where his shadow is a little bit.
Gonna draw and shoot the shadow.
Does it seem like it is under his control?
It does not.
Hey, put that down.
Gonna draw and shoot the shadow.
I'm gonna need to know the width on the bullet. Is it with the big gun or just the revolver?
It's with a revolver.
Okay.
Good.
Oh. 7 3s.
Fucking hell, man. Nice.
E6.
It was either 7 3s or 4 10s.
It's a nice revolver.
Alright, so Bayou Bill takes 7 damage to his left arm? You shoot the shadow, and even though you see the bullet disappear, and the damage appears on Bayou Bill.
I'm just gonna sit there, put it down.
The shadow bites. I have 5 9s.
Who is it biting?
It is, well, it was biting Bill, but with 7 9s. Well, first of all, it goes down to it. Actually, I didn't give it hyper coordination, so it has 4 9s instead. And I committed to Bayou Bill. Actually, this thing can't change targets, so it'd be going for Bayou Bill.
Okay.
Welcome, Tom.
So it has daze, engulf, disintegrate, penetration 4, and I only have armor 4. 4 attack levels. So that is...
Wait, does it just get your bite?
Oh, actually, it doesn't have enough extras for all of that.
Okay, because if it did, that would have killed by you, Bill.
Let me...
If it did, there was literally no way you would have survived that.
Actually, give me a second. I need to actually do some math. Take away the attack levels. I will the rest he should be able to do. I don't want to do too much math right now.
Okay, so if I take away the attack levels, that does 9 to each 5 to each hit location?
4, because the bullet knocked a dice off.
Okay, so Bill takes 4 to each hit location with disintegrate, and he took how much to his left arm?
You got 7 threes, Bob?
What?
For the bullet?
Yeah, 7 threes.
So that'd be
was it 7 threes, or was it a width of 7?
It was a width of 7.
That'd be 7 shocking killing.
Okay, with the armor, that goes down to 3. Oh, wait, no, unless bullet has penetration, doesn't it?
It does not. It's the normal bullet.
Well, actually, it's been shot out of a different revolver, a snub nose.
Okay. I assume that Karane never has to fire the same gun twice because of how many he has. But I'm looking at my hit locations here.
An extra stuff, right?
Yes, I'm counting that.
Oh, thank God. Okay, good. Because otherwise your arm was going to be instantly deleted.
Yeah, it is. I was one hit box off from the arm being fucked.
Jesus.
So, Bill having his arm fucking almost annihilated by his own power will drop the chain.
Do you hold on to the cog?
I'm going to kind of throw it because my arm just got fucking bit.
So, dropping the chain, it's still there, still intact. The second you lose contact with the cog, it dissipates.
Okay. Bill will fall flat on his ass, sit there for a minute, breathe deeply, wait for his arm to knit back together. With Bill's healing factor, does it knit back together?
It does, so long as the arm wasn't completely destroyed.
Okay.
If it was, I could actually put it back together.
Sweet Tooth can also put your arm back.
With the
Bill will
it would
sigh.
be a pretty involved medicine check, so I think Dr. Slime could still do it, but it would be very, very difficult.
Dr. Slime, we built an actual power that gives hit locations to people.
Yeah,
remember?
couldn't Sweet Tooth just make a candy that regrows limbs?
So that works if it's filled with killing. Disintegrate deletes the hit location.
I see.
Yeah, no, Sam, we built the regrowth power, remember?
Yeah, that only works if it's filled with killing, like a normal limb destruction. Disintegrate's a bit harder.
Oh, I thought it was for disintegrate specifically. Okay, never mind then.
There was a tweet. I guess it was in between regenerating something that just completely destroyed. Okay, which is not conducive to make the argument I'm attempting to make, so I'm not going to. Bill will kind of sigh, go grab the chain, put it back in his pocket.
Let's maybe not use that one.
Sam just wants me to use my resurrection ability.
Mm.
I don't think you could have with disintegrate and engulf.
So is your penalty that they come back as a slime?
Nope.
I'm assuming that's not fucked up enough for how they were both talking about it, but
it is not fucked up enough.
Bill will say that he has some ideas for the chain based on what just happened there. But he would very much like to go be in his bunk. So he goes, walks away to deal with what's happened here, kind of knocks on the door to this part of the warehouse where Avery was standing outside behind a shitty old riot shield he found, and he will walk into the room, trying to stand as far away from the forge heart as he possibly can before he isn't here.
It's not going to kill you, bud.
You don't know that.
I definitely know that.
Just put your hand near it and see if it burns.
Does Avery go near the forge heart?
And back. Avery will like very carefully move towards the forge heart, but you can tell that he's like his skin is damp and salty, but for like sweat reasons and not the usual ones. He's very frightened.
Look, if it seems like it's destroying you, I'll turn part of your limb to glass to stop it.
Hey, Charlie.
Hmm?
You have the bedside manner of a vulture. And Avery will put the riot shield down and walk closer to the forge heart.
There's not a bed in here.
Okay, so you don't feel anything as you get closer to it. Do you actually touch it?
I can't imagine Avery would willingly do that. But now that it's here, can I use the compliant key to look at the two objects as one? Like, can I observe both of them as one unit?
Like the cog and the forge heart? No.
Okay.
I feel like they're not related.
Okay. Avery will ask Charlie if he can write down on a piece of paper the symbol he saw, see if he recognizes it.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just turn a piece of the paper to glass because I can be more exact that way.
It's just a diamond with 2 dots in the center.
Oh, okay. That's compliant key, that symbol.
Avery will do that. He'll pull out the compliant key. You'll notice it looks a little different now. Like it's the cover's a slightly different color.
Oh, did you get a new edition?
Oh no! When I got the page back, it kind of sat there vibrating for a little while. I couldn't tell what the fuck was making that noise, but then it's changed. It seems to be a little easier to read now.
Neat.
So let me roll. And okay, 4 7s.
And this is on the symbol specifically?
Yeah.
Alright. So it's a basically incredibly niche symbol representing the rebus. The whole alchemical thing of the being with a fusion of 2 sexes and like a 2 souls, 1 body type deal.
Okay, I get what it's going for.
Okay.
Okay.
It's usually denoted as an incredibly powerful figure for symbolic purposes.
All right. Avery will announce all of this as he reads it out and say that because this is an alchemical symbol, we might consider asking the whalers about this.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea. I want to wait a little bit because I don't want to do that while we're worried about the Iron Legion.
That's probably a very wise choice.
But yeah, if I stop by there sometime, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to ask about it. I might try and ask it in a way that's unrelated to the cog specifically, but we'll see.
Okay. In the meantime, and Avery will slam the compliant key shut, like not on purpose, just if you close it, it makes a really resounding thud. It's okay. You see that shitty flak shield I have there?
Yes.
Can you turn that to glass for me?
Yes, I'll turn it to glass.
Avery will kind of pick it up. I'm assuming this glass is a little heavier now. put it over the forge heart and say, "Chivalry, it's contained." Chivalry will enter the room.
Okay. So can I grab the cog, and I would like to closely inspect the thing that just lit up to see if I can see any sort of remaining marking from it having been lit.
I will tell you right now, you are certain that no matter how perceptive you were, if you looked under this thing with an atomic microscope, which you basically are, there's no trace. There's absolutely no trace. This symbol does not exist unless it's in use. You imagine it's the same for the others.
That's what I assumed, but I figured if I could maybe see it now that I knew it was there, I could try and find the other ones. Okay. But yeah, that's what I figured was going to happen.
Did you want to try looking at it while it was lit up?
Yeah, sure. I'll grab it in the forge heart. And before I do that, two of my cats are fighting. I gotta stop them. Oh, shoot. Okay, sorry. One was in the other spot. I didn't know we
had cats in the warehouse.
Yep. One of them was sitting in the other spot, and that was apparently a great offense.
And the third one is animal.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so I would grab those two and closely inspect the spot where it was lit up to see if there's any sort of noticeable thing or if it's just glowy.
So you notice it's not actually like a full-on bioluminescence. This thing is deeply etched into the cog. It appears as if it's like power actually escaping and cracking through the cog.
Okay.
With C powers, you can definitely tell that this is a completed circuit. The cog is acting as some component that isn't present.
So the idea that I have now, I'm going to put the stuff down, and I'm going to put the board chart down a little bit closer to Avery than he's comfortable with. And then I'll just give the cog back to the soldiers.
Avery will, as you're talking, Avery will put the riot shield back over it, and Chivalry will come back into the room.
Okay, what was I saying? Shoot, I lost my train of thought. So my thought with the cog is that something is likely to happen with it. If we can light up all insert number of notches or whatever they're called,
6
of those up.
There's 7,000 notches.
All 7,000 up at the same time.
How many spokes does the cog have, Sam?
Spoke,
6.
Thank you. 6. Okay.
Okay. Avery will.
Wait, I have a bad idea. Do we have any, let's say, artifacts that are pretty non-committal, like not concerning, like the chain?
What, like the mood ring that absorbed bad energies that Mr. President got?
Yeah.
I have a few ideas here. So Avery will list off. I guess we have.
I'm looking for things that won't try and kill us if we light them up.
We have the that weird obsidian knife that Bill has.
So that's a trinket? That's explicitly, it cannot be an artifact?
Yeah.
Avery will look up and hear Sam say that, it'll nod and say, okay, that makes sense.
What the
fuck?
First, people.
Where's the artifact that breaks the fourth wall? I didn't know you had that.
I guess we could try someone holding Fraggle Rock. It's indestructible, so it shouldn't be damaged, but it will be interesting to see what would happen if someone who's not allowed to use it holds it.
Sorry.
I don't really want to... Who else do we have with us that has a power that isn't inside an artifact that isn't me? I still don't really want to touch it.
Glaucoma. Glaucoma's a skeleton. That's his
Dr. Slimes.
Dr. Slimes is also a mutant.
My thought currently is, and I don't think anything will come of this, is I want to see if I can hold 3 at a time and have it power all of them.
Guys, I would love to mess with the cog the entire time, but we also we also don't want to solve it right away because we have to still deal with the Iron Legion first.
Fair.
And I don't think we actually do want to solve the cog.
Can I assume, or can we assume that because
this is again, Mr. President's not there, so this is just me.
Yeah. Okay.
Can we make the assumption that what Verbal Kink wanted us to do with the cog might not have necessarily been solving it, on the basis that we've already made some significant headway? He claimed that he couldn't figure it out at all. So this might be that he wants us to solve it specifically.
Based on what we were told, they don't know what it does, so they're letting someone else do it so they can come in, steal it, and then once we figure out how it works, steal it to use it for their own means. I'm sure they can already see into this warehouse. But we don't have like a scry block or anything.
That's just not the point I'm making. If
Sweet Tooth should build one of those.
If we've already figured out one thing it did, and Verbal Kink said he didn't have any idea what it did. So if we could figure one thing out in a relatively non-dangerous way using whatever that is, and he'll point at the forge heart that he's put underneath the riot shield again, then if all you need is an artifact, it doesn't seem that difficult to figure out what it does. In that case, if we assume that Verbal Kink has more resources than we do to figure this kind of stuff out, does he actually not know what it does, or does he want us to solve it for some reason?
Probably the latter. I mean, he
probably doesn't know what all of it does. That's the thing. He knows what some of it does, but doesn't know what all of it does. So again, he's also not risking his own self, right, to do this, right? Obviously there was risk with the thing attacking you right then and there, right?
He doesn't need to risk it. He doesn't need to risk himself. He just needs to risk another dude who's willing to use a goddamn cyanide tooth at the drop of a hat.
Again, he's making us risk our own resources.
Yeah, so let's put it back and let's go do something else. I feel like I remember there being something we had to go out and do. Was that a thing?
I just wanted to be known I am still of the opinion that because this major discovery didn't actually seem to be that difficult, that the goal might not have been us wasting resources solving it.
I think you're right. That's reasonable.
I think the trick is more complicated than having us solve it.
Probably
and stealing it from us once we know what it does.
But that is a problem for another day.
Yeah, it's another day problem. We also still need to find a way how we're going to deal with them.
While Avery is dropping his theory, Chivalry will walk back into the warehouse again, kind of stretched one of the hazmat suits over himself.
Well, actually, he would have been with Dr. Slime. Dr. Slime's in the front of the warehouse.
Well, Chivalry wants to be involved in this. He just doesn't want to be near the forge heart.
Oh.
Dr. Slime ignored Chivalry in the other session, completely disregarded him as a being. So Chivalry kind of is hurt by that.
Fair.
Fair.
I don't know. Maybe try having a soul next time. I don't know.
Yeah, have you tried?
Doesn't he? Doesn't he have willpower?
He has willpower now.
Oh, he does have a soul now. Okay.
He's a real boy. Okay.
He's scared. He's just scared of iron, and Bayou Bill is weeping silently in his broom closet. So that's where my characters are at.
It's just Bayou Bill just that's what it feels like? That was so fucking scary. I almost died.
Yeah, Bill's going through some stuff. He's gonna in the morning, he's gonna leave a single rose where Amber will find it. I don't want anyone to interpret that properly. I want it to cause weird societal issues in the warehouse.
Yeah, so Sam, I feel like there was a thing that we had to leave the warehouse to go do. Am I remembering that correctly?
There were a few things. There was one.
I'm not taking notes right now, so we don't know.
So there was a few things. One was potentially scouting out the settlements. The other one was the support meeting at the church to go recruit the deputies. The first one you found was Bear Spray, who was helping out with the church.
Okay. I wouldn't mind going and talking to him. I would like to bring Avery, and I guess we can bring Dr. Slime and one of Bob's fellows as Muscle.
I guess Carronade, since
I actually don't hurt people. Very against the oath I took.
We're not bringing you to hurt people.
Well, I know, but you just said as Muscle.
Oh, one of his characters is Muscle in case he got into a scuffle.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Dr. Slime.
No.
It's Paul.
I can.
Also, since you gave me the idea earlier, I forget who, I'm going to have Sweet Tooth work on candy that prevents people from being scried upon while they're eating it.
I was actually...
Okay, I think that's like the one that's a little bit out of theme.
And also, I've already worked on something like that. I was talking to Sam about... give me a second. I'm looking at the researches into radiation shielding and encrypted messaging, so that like when we talk through our communication things, people can't listen in.
I'm going to say the radiation shielding is done and being produced.
Okay.
The encryption...
Can we expedite the encryption if we were to have the soldiers and Sweet Tooth work together on sort of Hansel and Greteling up a Faraday cage?
It doesn't really make sense.
Candy speak.
Yeah, it's not really.
He teaches people candy speak.
Candy speak. I think
the
he
Willy
said
Wonka Navajo talkers.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's like he's gonna make up a batch of hard candy called Nava JoJo's.
How many days, Sam? 7?
It should have been enough time for at least one of those to complete. So I'm gonna say like radiation's done. Encryption is gonna be like 2 or 3 more days because that was pretty close.
Okay, done. And then I gotta think of then it's 3 weeks for the cost.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I'm guessing that's for just like entry level info.
Yeah. It's literally just it starts checks.
I think you said the unlock I get is unlocking the ability for like paranormal stuff.
Yeah, it unlocks paranormal research for the research center, which is pretty good. That's a pretty important one.
So I might have asked this earlier, but I'm thinking about Rebus now, and do we have the option to ask one of the more demiurge-like entities in the city that we know, like Parker or someone, to just hide the entire hub for the Iron Legion hive altercation?
What?
I don't fucking know. Can we ask one of our very powerful godlike acquaintances to just
hide the city?
Yeah, just hide the hub for a little while.
You know, I think Wheezy would actually just kill us if we tried to do that.
What is Wheezy doing to help out with this?
He is running the wharf as best he can, which is generating money and keeping the fops employed.
What's he even buying?
So, he primarily the shipping routes are you get food and worked organic products from like the hive section of the city, and you get refined chemical, metal, and industrial components from the Iron Legion area, formerly the Foundry. You get items of paranormal worth, and a very small amount, very, very small amount of whale oil from the scavengers in the whaler area. The whalers themselves do not trade.
I do not recall if whale oil has come up with a concept, or as a concept.
It has.
It has.
I forget what it does, but it has.
Vaguely, it's an incredibly powerful paranormal fuel source. It can do all sorts of stuff. It also, if with a small amount of it, can be refined into oil, and it's the primary fuel source for a lot of things in the flooded district for like the larger engines. Like, instead of nuclear fuel, it's usually whale oil refinement, which is handled in the hive. Weirdly
Who's
enough.
the city's version of Sokolov?
You haven't met him yet, so I'm gonna hold off on that.
I'm trying to think. I'll do that another time. So do I want to go talk to the fellow at the church? Is there anything else that we could do around town to kind of help prep for this?
You could talk with the FOPs and or other people for like strategical like input, like, hey, this is happening, we need you to do a thing.
Okay. Yeah, the issue is I just like straight don't know what to do with this.
You could ask people who are more knowledgeable in the area, like, hey, where would you take this fight if you're uncertain?
So the issue is the thing that I want to do is I want to give the Iron Legion easy path through the hub and just get them through quickly so that they can get a surprise attack in on the hive, and then basically just attack them as they come back.
Well, as far as we know, they're still attacking us.
Yeah, you guys haven't, like, Ronnie has not been able to find out what the massive raider fleet is for.
Yeah, and same thing with the hive. As far as we know, the hive's also going to attack us.
How public is this knowledge in the hub?
It is.
Have we actually?
It is not. You haven't like published this. The FOPs kind of know through Animal and you guys mentioning a few things, but like the hive, you guys only found out about that because Mutant Squad mentioned it, like originally.
Okay. Of the characters present in our party, who is the most suited to be Paul Revere?
Propulsion,
probably.
Or Dr. Slime.
Oh, Dr. Slime is very fast. That's right. There's also Skater Boy. He's very fast.
Dr. Slime is fast, but Propulsion is more companionable and probably less alarming, considering I don't really know how the slimes are
racist. You're literally just racist against mutants.
Dr. Slime is going to give you a book, and it's called Being More Tolerant About Other Species, and I'll hand it to you.
I had been aware that the fact that I had thought that because Dr. Slime is like sapient at all, that was incredibly noteworthy and very unusual.
The fact that he's a doctor is very unusual.
I come from a city of slimes. Thank you.
To my knowledge, was only added to the canon like 3 weeks ago. So I thought your whole thing was that you're a talking slime, and that's the noteworthy part. The fact that you're a doctor is incredibly impressive, but the fact that you exist in the first place is the part that's wild.
I have not commented on slime sentience, or I have tried not to.
He has not.
Okay. I would like to...
Also, mutants are...
Slime for my misgiving.
Mutants are pretty common, I thought.
Mutants are pretty common, but slimes are a species, so he might be thinking you're like...
All slimes are... So I could just make up bullshit. All slimes are incredible doctors right now. Incredible doctors.
For like slime kind, or like for...
Yes.
Human kind?
Yes.
When Slime says that, Avery will go to his room, grab one of his slime isekais with one of those shitty pharmacy isekais and kind of interleave the pages.
The story actually makes more sense.
Avery's just there like... Avery's just there like, if I write a good enough fan fiction, my life will make sense again.
So when you come out, I'm gonna...
Fuck.
So when Avery comes back out of his room, I'm gonna like... kind of like pull you off to the side, like put my arm around you, like, how many of those do you have, and where do you keep getting them? Like, are you okay?
So I'll be honest, I only actually had one volume, but then like when I first came to the city, I found a busted out bookstore just full of a bunch of like normal mundane books. Seemed all the more interesting stuff was poked over, but
except for the isekai section, which isn't interesting.
Yeah, it's not. I went in and just started grabbing all the shitty stuff to burn it as jokes.
Okay.
I got some actual good stuff, but like you'll notice, and
you read them every night.
Avery will point to a shelf where he has like 20 books, and say those are the good ones. Then he'll point to a pile in the corner of his room that's at least 3 feet deep. Those are the other ones.
Okay.
My man really found himself in a survival situation. Is like, okay, I need to establish comedy.
Avery's a showman, god damn it. You don't carry around a fucking ventriloquist puppet for your entire time in middle school without learning not to give a fuck.
I love that you're just puppet boy to G Slice now because of that.
Yeah, like it makes in Avery's backstory, he was carrying chivalry around in public since he was like 10.
I think the weirdest part is that you guys find you find Puppet Boy more normal than G Slice.
That's because he is.
Like, let's be real here. Avery is infinitely more functional as a human being.
He is. In this setting,
real people.
TikTokers make a lot more than we do.
They're still not real people.
They're not real people.
I don't think Avery. I don't think it's happened yet, but I have it in his backstory that he's never actually turned a profit doing anything puppety.
Meanwhile, G Slice turned a profit yesterday.
Yeah, you guys actually did turn a profit yesterday, as in you are now able to make profit.
I know.
You need to release another video.
I'm pretty sure we're recording right now.
Not if we kill him first.
Bob and his internal hunt for us to be poor.
Hey, we need to get to Market Street, and then we can overthrow all the barons, and then we can be rich.
Okay, well, Bev, given what I know about cycles, I don't want to be in charge of Market Street.
Oh, no. We'll pawn it off on someone else, but we'll be powerful enough to threaten them for money.
I now very much want to go to Market Street so we can have control of it somehow.
Bob, you remember that Market Street was nuked 100 times, right?
Yes. We need to do it again.
It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
We need to do it again just to show them that we're serious.
The merchants
we're not sorry.
Are just like recreational nuclear warfare. Okay, these guys get it.
These guys know what fun is.
And then we'll do it again, and again, and again, until it's not profitable for them anymore.
Man, there is a character you are going to get along with amazingly in Market Street. I can't wait for you to meet. All right, now
I can.
It should also be making more sense why.
All right, we're very off topic. Can we let him talk?
Okay, so I'm just gonna say, you guys wanted to go to the church? I thought that's what we were talking about. Was that it?
Yeah, we can do that one.
Rest of the party, what are you guys thinking?
Oh yeah, let's go to the church, and then we can start scouting out. Wait, did we send Skater Kid? Can't we send Skater Kid to scout out the other towns?
Yeah, that's what I thought was the plan. Well, he did get a cursory glance at them, but he couldn't really get inside some of them.
If we want to actually
go to the church,
deputy.
So the issue with Skater Kid is a lot of settlements don't understand how he works or the fact that he's friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is straight up just an anomaly. For a lot of people, that's attack on sight.
That's kind of why I was saying that Propulsion would be a better Paul Revere figure, since he is not. Since he's like visually, he's a dude with cool fire powers. People understand that in the city.
Actually, can we put Propulsion on that? Can we have him go around and do a tour? I don't know how fast he goes. I don't know how fast he'd have to travel.
He could do it. It would take him like a session or two to get between a settlement and the hub.
Okay.
Okay, that'd probably be good.
I'm not going to assume that Bob wants to do that and not be able to play Propulsion for a couple sessions.
We're positing the fact. Sorry.
There is also the fact that Propulsion doesn't have Hyper Charm or perception powers that let him know if the locals are lying to him.
Hold on, does he? He has command and hyper leadership, but he doesn't have any perception.
That helps.
Carronade has perception.
Yeah,
but
I'm just saying,
else.
Be careful. You guys don't know what the locals are like in any of these places.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I gave Propulsion street smart. Oh well.
Now, let's see here. You guys roll up on the church. It does appear as if a funeral is taking place at the moment.
It's for Bomber.
Who's the funeral for, Sam?
So it's for a man by the name of Jonah Jameson.
JJJ?
Sam?
And was he doing great things?
What did this person do, Sam?
Great things, son of God.
Dr. Slime does not know who this man is, and he's going to start moving towards...
Is it Jonah Jameson?
No. Stop. No, don't do that.
You don't know I can do it, fool!
Oh no! It's the robots are back!
So what I will say is, you see a man who is built like a pudgy brick wall, long red beard, currently chugging from a can of pepper spray. He's going to immediately cap it and go, I'm sorry, it's family only.
I could fix that.
Okay.
Fix what? What?
When Dr. Slime says that, Chivalry will take one
bring it back to life.
Chivalry will take one of the buckets he has in the puppet hole and try to scoop Dr. Slime up.
I'm bigger than Avery. I think canonically I'm the size of an actual gelatinous cube.
And I said try, not succeed.
10 foot.
He's scooping, it's doing nothing.
Can you please stop that?
So Bear Spray is going to sigh and go, look, we both know that death is kind of a choice in this city, but I am not going to fault people for their religious practices, and I hope you respect their boundaries as well. All right?
Okay, yeah, I respect that too. I just wanted to, see if that was a thing.
Appreciate you trying to help.
I'm a doctor, and I'll sink the top hat in and then push the top out.
I imagine it does a little hop before it lands back on your head.
Yes.
Ooh.
Hey, I appreciate it, but give people some time. All right.
So he was. Remind me, he was chugging pepper spray when we walked up.
Yep.
So we were actually coming to chat with someone. Are you Bear Spray by any chance?
Well, my real name's Davidson, but yeah, Bear Spray.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking with. This is Seth. Forgetting, was his name Gargoyle?
Yeah, Gargoyle.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking with Gargoyle earlier today, and he was talking about, trying to reestablish connections with some of the other deputies. It was either that or he skips town, and, seems like a nice enough guy, and I'd prefer him to stick around.
Yeah, Doyle is pretty nice. He's bit of a brickhead, but, Nice. The others, I kind of take or leave, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, there seem to be a couple interpersonal issues, but from what it sounded like, it was stuff that I think you guys could work through and be closer for.
I don't think so. Like we've worked together for a while, and a lot of our styles just do not mesh. Like Cyborg, for example. I don't know if you've met him. Robot
yeah,
Man.
I know.
Okay. I don't know if you've seen him in like practice, but man's shoot first, ask questions never. Unless he decides the person is sympathetic, in which case, he just lets them go, and that's not how the law works,
Yeah, Gargoyle said the same thing.
He gets on me for cruel and unusual punishment, but pepper spray's non-lethal. You can hog tie him up. It's just safer. It hurts. It's mean, sure, but it's safe. It's right.
Mm-hmm. I think there's definitely a balance to be struck between all of your methods.
I mean, I think I'm right, but you do you, man.
Yeah, non-lethal does make more sense for. I don't really. Hi, I don't really know much about the law. I came to the city after, I guess, whatever happened with you guys happened. Well, what specifically has Cyborg done?
Well, I guess the real inciting incident would be we kind of it's complicated. How do I put this? We had a mutant who we didn't know was a mutant. They just looked like a type of shrimp, right? I said it was weird. Mannequin agreed it was weird, but wanted to take a closer look. But whatever the guy did, it was spawning smaller shrimp. So Cyborg kind of thought, it was I don't know if you know about like shrimp anatomy, but a nymph hive behemoth, which could turn us into another shrimp town.
Okay. Yeah, that would be not ideal.
So he leveled the building. People got hurt. Didn't need to happen. Now, he'd tell it a different way, I'm sure. He's fucking great at spinning things his way. But no, granted,
just to make sure none of this is triggering as a lie, right?
It's okay. One part of him talking about Cyborg, the part where he kind of has implicit. I meant to have like an implicit kind of assertion that Cyborg does that a lot, or Cyborg habitually twists the truth in his favor. That part of things is a lie.
Okay.
Your passive empathy, just your score would let you know, like, this dude at least very much half believes that lie, though.
Okay. I figured he couldn't believe it more than half, or it wouldn't even ding.
Yeah. Now, granted, he was a serial killer, so, had to fight it anyway, but, it's not proper. It's not how things should work.
Mm-hmm. And, like, you shouldn't be leveling a building either way.
Oh, okay, we may have been, rotting, but still.
I mean, it sounds like when we get everyone, if we do try to get people together, we're going to need to talk to Cyborg. Is there anything we could do to like make joining back up better for you. I reckon it'll be better for the city if we have or better for the hub if we have a law force, but
especially one that's already good at the job.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I've been kind of enjoying my time here at the church. I meant for it to be a kind of temporary thing, but I feel like I'm helping people around here, you know?
All right.
I definitely need a few extra hands now that Father Hazard's dead.
Weren't you helping people as an officer?
You know, I would have said yes, but and then like, as soon as he says yes, it pings as a lie.
He was a corrupt cop.
So actually, do I get the sense that these people understand the effect that Sheriff Black had on them?
They canonically did not. Like you already had the answer to that one.
Okay.
Hey Sam.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Do we hear an Irish accent in the church?
Tentatively, yes, but I'm not going to say if you know.
Why does Charlie know about Sheriff Black?
I would assume he would have come up at some point.
Okay.
Charlie was around for the last session of Sheriff Black, wasn't he?
Charlie came in after the session after Avery.
Oh shit. But yeah, you guys have talked about him enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's been downtime in the warehouse, and I just assume that we share what has happened.
I won't lie. Me as Tom, I have basically no information.
Fair.
Yeah, sorry.
I am using that as a means to say I don't need to remember which character did what, because I'm not going to. So I just assume that Charlie helps out.
Yeah, like there was a night after Cyborg showed up. I just imagine everyone. How do we know this guy? And Sweet Tooth was like, "All right, sit down. I gotta fucking tell you guys some stuff."
Atrocities of Quake.
Man, I really am trying to figure out if I want to mention the effect that Sheriff Black had, but I feel like that would just make him attack us. That seems like a bad idea.
I mean, his power did make people pathologically defensive of him.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly did this guy do?
So, if you...
Good luck, Sam.
If he owed you a favor, you trusted him implicitly and thought he was your best friend.
There we go, you got it.
The issue with it is it's permanent, so even if you kill him, it's still there. And it's also subtle.
So, you know the fucked up part about what you just said?
Yeah?
Well, thinking about various fairy lore ideas, that's a power I was planning on maybe giving Avery.
Sweet Tooth will kill Avery.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
I won't kill Avery. I hated dealing with that power.
Sheriff Black is such a fucked up character.
Note to self, don't make that power. Bad power, friends hate.
I feel like there's like 5 conditions of choices that Avery can make where one of my characters will end up killing him for it.
That's why I haven't made the power after so long.
Well, most of them aren't power related. Like, for one of them is if you commit too hard to getting Chernov out, and that becomes an issue before we're ready to deal with it. Yeah, we
don't have to commit. Like Avery, all Avery told Quartz was when we're done with what we're currently doing, which was the water thing, we'll get Chernov out.
That you didn't even say that. You just said we'll get it eventually.
Well, I said we'll get him out when we're done with what we're doing, but I never actually specified a time for that.
Mm-hmm.
So it still isn't a lie.
Yeah.
You know, just sometime before the heat death of the universe.
Yeah.
Considering I don't really know what weather patterns in the city look like, that could be on the table.
Fair. But, if that happens, I don't think it's your problem that you've told a lie. Because you'll be dead.
All right.
Fair enough, might not be. Okay, so I am appreciative of the fact that he is on our radar and we're on his. I don't personally see a path to get him back to the warehouse immediately. Nor do I think that's a good idea, because I don't actually know how to get them to not hate each other. Yeah.
Also, he seems to be, if he's helping people here that's involved, and like the church is still a faction in the hub, it seems fine for him to be here.
I will say he hands you guys a pamphlet on the church.
Okay.
And you notice a lot of support groups and services had to either be postponed, rolled together, or canceled due to the church being in a bad state. I will say if the church collapses, he's gone. You guys get that impression.
Gotcha. Does it seem like it is actively collapsing?
It seems like it's in a bad way. Not actively collapsing, but not doing great.
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. Does it seem problematic in the way that it used to be?
No, because Silas is in charge now. And while he's an edgy teen, he's been kind of reformed through the various experiences that he's had since the start of this campaign.
Tom, are you stifling laughter?
Well, I am. I'm gonna. We also don't have to worry about him because he rolls really badly.
Oh, did you also make a character named Silas?
Yes, who wasted 15 arrows trying to shoot a giant crab.
Yeah. So.
You ever roll 7 nat 1s in a row?
I mean, I rolled 7 1s this session.
Sick.
But that actually hits.
The 2 joke characters are the real characters. Stylus is just there.
Silas has a backstory, but he's completely ineffective.
So I know we joke about that, but if we're being realistic, the only session you've actually rolled poorly is the second one. You've rolled fine outside of that.
But the second one hurts so badly.
Fair.
Okay.
So, but yeah, this game.
Silas is in charge now, and the issue is he's a teenager who has some very bad... he has faith, but he has bad experiences with the church. So he is both trying to be different, but also rely on what he thinks a church should do.
Out of curiosity, what was this a church of exactly? I'm going to assume
it was an Inquisition mission, so it's a missionary establishment for the Doomsday cult in the slums.
I now no longer would feel terribly badly if this church fell apart.
So I would expressly for the reason that it's beneficial to the community, unfortunately.
The Inquisition isn't bad until they get power, at which point they become incredibly oppressive.
Just like in real life.
I will say no, sorry, I just went silent because, oof. Anyway, I will say the army of people they had under Father Hazard has completely just abandoned the church. They have gone back to the slums or scattered. It's just Silas and I believe his name is Joey, the little kid with the broom.
Okay.
And
is the lion bishop puppet that Avery made to be Father Hazard's body before we didn't make that choice, is that still somewhere in the church?
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say Silas gave it to Joey because he is a child.
Okay.
Somehow horrifying?
What? Did I just...
Somehow horrifying? No, you didn't. You were just quiet. I don't know what to do.
I mean, we can probably let him stay here for a while. So long as this group can stay together, that's
I meant on like a bigger scale. Like, I'm not sure what we should be trying to accomplish right now.
We probably should try to tell all of the various groups around here and maybe establish communications with them.
Tell them what?
Tell them that we have evidence there could be an attack.
That maybe sounds like a terrible idea.
It does, but having none of the outer parts of the community be prepared at all also sounds like a terrible idea.
I mean, we're weeks out, as far as I understand. Like, we can tell them a little.
We're months out from what Sam said. 3 months, right? That's what I had in my notes. Was 3 months.
Was it 3 months for Chernov or 3 months for the Iron Legion?
3 months for Hive and Iron Legion because it was 3 months till the harvest was over, and then
Chernov was at least 6 months. At least.
It was. All right. Yeah. Sorry. Normally I alt tab to go to my notes, but stream. Anyway.
Yep. You should really figure out how to set that up in a separate window.
I need to. You're right.
Keep another monitor.
I have a laptop. Anyway.
And
you can hook monitors up to your laptop. You realize that, right?
Oh, I hate that. Okay. Yeah. So 3 months. You guys have quite a bit of time.
Yep. Okay, I was under the impression it was a much more urgent issue.
No. The raid is in like 2 weeks, but you don't know what that's for.
As Avery realizes that it's not an urgent issue, there's a horrible cracking noise as he stands up straight, not scared for the first time in a month.
Poor guy. You don't understand how much I would just like to touch the thing to him because I know it's not going to do anything to him. But he'd probably kill me for that. And,
either that or the panic alone would kill him.
That's something I hadn't considered.
I don't know what Charlie's like physically, but Avery weighs like 130 pounds.
Charlie has 2 or 3 body.
Avery is also 9 feet tall.
He is what?
No, never mind.
It's like Trench only has to slightly look down, and that greatly upsets him.
I feel like if Trench was bothered by that, he would just put some earth under his feet so he'd be standing higher.
No,
he would just jump accurate. And not fall.
That's more accurate, actually. He would just take 3 steps directly upwards.
You hate to see it.
Meanwhile, Johnny is just like, alright, I must simply be taller. Alright, so the funeral is now letting out. For the first time in what feels like fucking forever, you guys see Silas, the current head priest of the church. He just kind of gives you guys like an awkward wave.
I like do the sup nod.
He's just gonna kind of like look around awkwardly, like.
Are we here to chat with him? I don't know if we have anything to say.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything pressing to say to you guys. Do you guys have anything to say to him?
I don't think so. Does anyone else have an idea?
Kriston, Bob?
I don't remember who Silas is.
He is the edgy teen who got less edgy with every session until he's just basically an awkward kid now.
I do not believe I have ever interacted with this character.
I haven't interacted with any of my characters since Quake, and Quake was evil.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think Quake interacted with him.
Yeah, and he fucking hated Quake because his power lets him see sins.
Should Chivalry ask to take confession?
Horrible person.
Is Chivalry Catholic?
I mean, he was as a... Yes.
Okay.
They are a Catholic denomination.
I hate this more and more with every breath. You know what? I think Quake was in the right. Burn the church down.
Chivalry will not say, "Hello, Father. My name's Chivalry."
Hey there. God, I guess I am Father Silas now. That is so weird. You enter the Grand Cathedral. It's very open air, stained glass, filters in light from all around. Candles are floating by on like the foot-high water that flows slowly down towards the chapel, or the kneeling area. What the hell is it called?
Pulpit? I don't know. I am honestly not certain.
I should know this. Goddamn. Anyway,
we need some choir boys in this goddamn chat.
Seth?
What?
What's the central area of the altar called?
I have no idea. We don't do those. We're not Catholic.
I thought you were choir boy.
Anyway, Bob, do you know?
I do the sound.
Bob, you went to Catholic school. Did you pay more attention than I did?
It depends. What are we talking about?
What's the central area of the altar called? Like the thing beneath the crucifix where they keep like the Eucharist and stuff?
Okay, it's not always beneath the it's not always beneath the crucifix. It's called a tabernacle.
Tabernacle! Yay! Okay. Bob! Gain of willpower.
That's right.
So, yeah, where they keep the Eucharist is called the tabernacle.
Grease trap that will make everyone upset.
But it's not always beneath the crucifix.
I thought it was. Anyway, it's just what I know. Okay, so.
Like the one at St. Matt's is off to the left.
Huh.
That's weird.
They do just call it the tabernacle. Yeah. I feel like they super shouldn't call it that.
Why?
Because the tabernacle is where God would reside in the Old Testament.
Well, it's where Jesus resides in the way they think about it. I am just the lore master.
I swear, Catholic never actually read the Bible.
Catherism.
No, I am the lore master.
Okay, so you see him begin. He's already setting up for mass soon. He goes, "What's troubling you, my child?" You can tell he's uncomfortable saying that.
Chivalry's a little uncomfortable by how old is this guy?
Like 15.
Okay, and chivalry's like 400, so that's
You see like a silent like glance that says, "I won't do that again if you don't mention it."
The vibration of the googly eyes goes up a few hertz.
All right, mutual understanding reached.
All right, you're gonna need to give me a second to think about what Chivalry's gonna say here. That bit kind of wrecked my mind where I was going. Well, actually, if he is I guess even if he's not comfortable with it, he still is pretty much a leader of the community. Chivalry will say that he is concerned about...
Hey, can I publish this one?
Yeah. No, I don't know if it's me, but whatever.
That's Tom.
Sure.
Okay, what are you saying, Bill?
Chivalry will just say that he is concerned about the direction the hub might be going. He wants to know how to... Or he's concerned that he and his don't really understand how best to move forward.
He is going to stop, and he is going to look at Chivalry and say, "You'll need to give me a moment. When I hear people talking about being uncomfortable with the direction a community is going, and they keep it abstract, for context, I'm from a background of extremists, and that usually I disagree with the direction they want to go. So could you be more specific to put me at ease?"
It's mostly I'm concerned that many of these long-standing institutions, like your church here, they don't seem to be doing as well as they could have been. Like, it may not be all bad. Like Chernov is gone now, but I'm generally concerned about the area and its lack of leadership.
Oh, your first mistake is assuming anything's been long-standing here. The hub, as you currently know it, hasn't actually been around that long. Only a couple of months. Before that, well, I guess closer to a year and some change at this point. Wow. It used to be a staging ground for raiders before we cleared them out. I mean, this was one of the prime human trafficking areas for the entire area, fed into the hive. Hell, it still would have been if Corey didn't put his foot down.
Chivalries and I are shocked about how short the hub has existed.
Yeah, it didn't get cleaned up until Sheriff Black and Wheezy rolled in with security forces. Like, them and Father Hazard coming in shortly after what basically built the community. Well, that and the mayor, but he's always been kind of a figurehead.
The hub has a mayor?
It did.
I'm not asking that in character, by the way.
It did.
It had one.
He died.
He was useless.
How much of a figurehead was he?
Wasn't it pretty much 100%?
It was basically 100%. He was basically the complaint box for the community.
How useful? So he was the ombudsman.
Yeah.
How useful was he?
He was good at clearing paperwork and not much else.
Wasn't he actively detrimental? That's the read I got.
No, he was incredibly anxious and scared of everything because he was really afraid people would realize he didn't actually have power. He did want to help. It's just you guys blew up his building the first time you met him, so he was kind of
unfortunate.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering now, given the information that Chivalry has just been given, good sentence, Tom. Is there anybody who is currently dead that if we had Dr. Slime bring to life would be beneficial to us as a figurehead?
I always got good vibes from Sheriff Black.
No.
I also didn't ask that in character. I'm just
okay.
I'm just thinking about.
I'm answering in character.
What? Hey, Chris.
Yes, darling.
If you were to bring Sheriff Black back to life with Dr. Slime, how would the downside affect him as it relates to how much you'd like him as a character?
I don't like him at all. So, I mean, technically Quake didn't like him because she wanted to, create a human trafficking ring here because she's a monster. But, I mean, I could bring him back to life.
I will fight all of you.
We should do it just to make Seth angry.
Could we bring Quake back to life as an NPC and threaten the hub with her?
Oh fuck! You do have a bit of. You have her Walkman. You've had it since like the third session.
You do? Oh my god! You coldly could. She's a fucking terrorist, man.
Just bring her back.
Her backstory is really
Why would we do this?
Use her as a largely contained but deleterious force to scare people into listening to us.
Why would we do that? That's so morally awful. That's like not how we've operated this whole time.
Yeah.
There is also the fact that Quake is, a 125-point character being slotted into a 195-point game?
I would make her so overpowered real quick, because everything she does has days.
Yeah, that's true.
She can punch upwards. That's why she was able to punch Urban Decay.
Yeah, she does punch up very hard.
Okay.
It's so fucking good. Like, endless on I put endless on dodge and everything at days. And boom,
That was all that character did.
And then Earthquake had Gobble Dice.
That's very good.
Well, yeah, Chivalry will take a moment to consider what Father Silas has said to him.
I mean, technically, if you bring Quake back, based on what my thing says, she'd probably be a good guy at that point. Because
I somehow don't believe you.
She would have grown up and she would have been out of Market Street by then. So she would have learned. She wouldn't have learned all the fucked up things she learned from Market Street.
Don't spoil it. They don't know what the flaw is yet.
Wait, does the flaw change the backstory? What?
No, you'll see. Yeah, sorry.
Did you bring it back as a child? Did I get it?
Ooh, you know, Sam, can I change it to that one?
No.
No? Okay.
No, that's not enough.
Okay. My thing is worse than that. I do like the child part.
Well, Chivalry will look up at Father Silas.
You ask Dr. Slime if he can bring someone back. He'll be like, yeah, but they won't be the same.
All right.
Well, how will they be different?
They won't remember most of their life.
Sam,
Sam,
how do you mean?
Well, it's a bit random, but Sam, I think we said that you get to choose which part they remember.
Yeah, I was going to roll dice for periods of their life. I was going to separate their life into 10 bits, and I was going to roll 10 dice, and the number I roll is the percentage of each chunk they remember.
Yep.
Jesus.
I see.
Yeah.
So they come back.
So they're like, yeah, it'll be random, like how much of their life they remember.
That seems pretty good.
Chivalry will walk back to the group. He'll have finished talking with Father Silas. He feels a little bad about what he did there, taking confession to really learn more about the area rather than for any actual reason. Well, I said take confession.
I didn't hear that bit. I'm so sorry.
Did a confession.
I was planning on having Chivalry use it to he wouldn't be happy about it. I would probably said I'd lost a willpower for it, but using it to try and learn more about how a person who's basically a city leader who's not in the warehouse, how they think things should go down. But with the information that we just got about how old the hub is, I don't think that's going to necessarily be that helpful.
Now keep in mind, things have only been going on for 3-some change years, so a year and a half is still a decent portion of
I guess I also have to consider that I was plumbing for political machination information from a 15-year-old. So that's probably not great.
You're only 400. You haven't had a whole lot of time to figure stuff out.
I'm going to have Chivalry come make that realization and lose the willpower because now I feel stupid.
Don't do that.
So, yeah. Basically, it can be bad, but it can also be, they don't forget much.
Yeah, please don't revive me unless it's an absolute necessity.
As part of my Hippocratic Oath, I must do everything in my power to keep you alive.
I actually don't think that's correct if the person is specifically asked to not be resuscitated.
Oh, I follow a different Hippocratic Oath. I follow the slime Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah, death is the ultimate enemy of the slime. They don't believe in it.
Charlie comes back as evil fucking Charlie, just starts glassing anyone he sees.
I feel like the only difference between Charlie and evil Charlie is that evil Charlie is an incredibly good understanding of time.
Sam, I PM'd you. That's for later, though. You don't have to look at it now.
Okay. It's like Evil Charlie's like, you've wasted exactly 3 minutes of my time. I'm gonna waste 30 years of yours. Glass.
Evil Charlie is actually just quartz.
Ooh.
That's fair.
I like how that's
I wish I had my webcam in. I had a very powerful physical reaction to what you just said.
So, resurrection time?
On who?
Quake.
Can we not? No.
Oh yeah, you guys still have Quake's artifact. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Didn't you just say that like 15 minutes ago?
Yeah, but like it didn't sink in, like the full implications.
But like,
what is? We have the cog and we have this artifact. Actually, is that would Sweet Tooth know enough about what Quake did that we could have the power at least?
I don't want to make an earthquake right now.
Sweet Tooth, are you here with us?
No, I'm not.
Delightful. All right.
Did you read what I said? I'm guessing, or no?
No, just the "no, I'm not" bit. Okay.
It's like, haha, laddies, I'm not canon right now. And he T-poses and disappears.
He T-poses and flies up into like the golden light of the clouds.
No, it's just do you remember the Go Away video from when Greece Ascended? It's just that one. Okay. So moving on.
Okay. You guys do notice there is a support group for people who have recently been brought to the city tonight, in case anyone wants to hit that up tonight.
Oh, we should go drop G-Slice there.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually,
wait,
I'm going.
What are you doing to my character?
Gargoyle said that you would get in trouble if you did. So we're gonna. Can we get Skateboard Kid to tell Bayou Bill to come bring G-Slice to Jamboree? Like, what's going on here?
Hey, it wasn't just G-Slice. It was Teal too. We both.
I don't think Teal needed to be there because
no, Teal totally lied and said she was new because Gargoyle didn't recognize her. So Teal has to show up too.
Okay, yeah. And then, Christy, you need to go to bed. I heard knee shot in the background.
Yeah, it was a knee shot.
Okay.
Being silly.
So that is a yes, you need to go to bed, or you have some time still?
I'll stay awake.
Okay. Now, you have some downtime. It's been like a mildly eventful day. It's mostly been correspondence and going around. You guys are coming up on like late lunch, early dinner time. You have a little bit of time before the support meeting. Did you guys want to do any minor things before that scene?
I've kind of been always curious about this. You say we have a little time before that, and it's what do you say? It's about lunchtime.
It's like late lunch, early dinner, so like 3 or 4 p.m. comparatively.
What do people in this part of the city even eat?
I mean, we have a steady diet of candy and nothing else.
And I'm assuming that any chance to go to a restaurant that doesn't serve only candy is something that Avery at least would absolutely jump on.
There are restaurants in town. Do you guys want to hit them up?
I mean, not as like a full scene. I'm just more curious.
I think we should start investigating like other towns real quick.
And we should get ready to do that, but I guess we should move to the support group session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So you guys roll in. Bear Spray and Silas are heading the group. Well, they're kind of the chaperones. The chaperone, like the head of the circle. I forget their names. God, I should have studied this more. Is a kind of a portly, short man. You can tell based on his clothes that they're very slightly burned, but they still have that kind of damp to them that everything in the flooded district does. It kind of has like a Mister Rogers look, but a bit portlier, obviously a bit less kept. He's like, all right, everyone, glad to see a bunch of new faces. He gestures at Juice Slice and Teal. All right, so the second you make the noise, make a stability check to save against Bear Spray's intimidation.
Ooh. Can I?
Does everyone have to make the roll or just
G-Slice? With stability?
Yeah.
I think G-Slice is the only one present, right?
I think G-Slice might have really good stability. Let's find out.
Oh, I rolled 2 10s, so that'd be 4 10s. Oh, yeah.
That's enough. Oh, God. You feel like a faint chill down your spine, but you just think it's like, oh, wow, the AC is fucked in this building.
Ghost! Ghost in the house!
You see one of the people in the support group sipping some stale coffee going, yeah, I was like that my first week, too.
Nishot's upset now that I'm screaming.
Do you guys stick around to make sure G-Slice doesn't cause a scene, or do you leave G-Slice on his own?
I would like to stick around only to see how Chris goes through this.
Is Avery there, I should ask?
I have been thinking about that. I guess Avery would want to be there on the basis that he's also new to the city.
All right, cool. You see one of your classmates
he's there
in the circle.
He's like a fucking narc.
Oh
shit.
All
right.
She was in your God, you were in law, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in your pre-law class. You haven't seen her around town, but she looks like very recently cleaned up. Obviously has lost a lot of weight. You realize she might have only just made it to town.
I am not the only one, and I will not be the last one.
She
also.
Mm-hmm.
I just found Quake. She's 100 points.
Oh fuck.
That's not right.
Yeah. I will say, she does not recognize Avery at all.
But he has chivalry with him.
Chivalry's very short, and there are folding chairs everywhere.
Does she recognize G-Slice?
I'm gonna say G-Slice wasn't in pre-law, right?
Mm-mm.
Probably not.
He was probably the loudest person on campus.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't recognize any of the like the frat bros that were yelling around campus all the time, even though I saw them.
Yeah,
that's very true. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
him. Does Avery? Do you go in and say hi to her?
Yes, and I'm going to do and I need to know before I fully commit to that. What do I roll to attempt to contort the conversation around the fact that I don't remember her name?
Lie.
Oh fuck! Oh no!
You can roll naked charm to not use the lie skill and just try and do half truths.
Oh, I mean, I guess half truth is fine.
Take a friendly dice for the difficulty, though.
I mean,
all right. Avery will walk up to her and say,
or just consider, hey, I've been here a while and I'm not great with the names. Could you remind me of yours?
No, that doesn't.
That
sound
feels
like
out of
Tom.
character.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
All right, Avery. Yeah, right. That's not awkward enough to be Avery. Avery will walk up to her and say, "Hey, I haven't seen you since that day at school."
She's going to look immediately horrified and go, "Oh my god, other people made it?" I showed up at a fucking skyscraper that was underwater. It was full of these giant fucking spiders. It took me 3 days just to find a boat. What happened to you?
I woke up I went down the stairs from I don't know the name of the. I went down the stairs from my dorm and just. I was here. I was in the middle of a square. There were a bunch of people staring at me, and then
You just showed up in town?
It wasn't great. No, people tried to run me out. I don't know if you've met them yet. The people here are. I would not have survived if it weren't for my. And Avery will kind of nudge and walk away, and Chivalry will be standing there looking up at her.
Oh my god, you're the puppet guy.
It's the puppet man.
Can G Slice hear that someone yelled, "You're the puppet guy"?
Yes.
Oh fuck yeah! Hey yo, it's puppet guy. You're back.
Oh hey, jeez, it's good to see you again, man. I'm gonna go grab
hook up
some.
at that bar once? Damn.
We did not. I'm gonna go grab some coffee. You have a good one. Yeah.
He is currently drinking like a beer through a straw, just to make it even like worse.
She is gonna go, good luck. And she's going to try and exit the conversation as like casually but as forcefully as she can.
Yeah, that's about par for the course with how I wrote Avery.
No, that was because of G Slice.
It was a mixture of both.
Haha, weird kid scared her off. Loser. And I'll walk back.
Ouch! Fuck!
Holy fuck! Damn it, Chris!
I'm sorry. I had to do it. It was so fucking funny.
Jesus Christ.
We chose violence today.
So Avery will kind of laugh sheepishly, like, yeah, and then I'll sit down in one of the folding chairs.
I'm gonna say Bear Spray comes up, taps you on the shoulder. He hands you a stale coffee, black, and a stale donut.
Avery is so thankful.
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. A lot of people have a lot of trouble, letting go of the way things were, but that's just because they cling on to what they got,
Yeah.
Anyway, gotta go have this exact same talk with literally everyone else here, so stay strong, man, alright?
Thanks.
He attempts a normal conversation with G Slice.
No, he comes up to G Slice and fucking spikes the drink out of your hand because you can tell it's alcoholic.
What's up, bro? Why you like causing a party foul? What you doing?
Because this isn't a party. This is not a joke. This is people coming to terms with a very traumatic situation. Take it seriously, or I will take you out of this goddamn building.
God, you gotta act like my mom here. I'm listening to a lecture, bro.
He pepper sprays you?
Big stability.
Make an endurance check.
Ooh, I'm really good at those.
What?
No, that was a lie. Jesus Christ. Wait, can I dodge instead? Or no?
I'm gonna say he's very quick on the fucking draw. You were not expecting him to escalate this fucking fast.
2-1? Oh, 1 and 2. Sorry, not
that
2-1.
Fails. You are in crippling pain. You can't even breathe. You can't scream because you can't breathe. You're just on the ground, rolling around, gasping. He gently places like a foot on your side to keep you from flailing around and knocking chairs over. And he just waits for it to burn out.
Jesus. Okay, no, you know what? I'm starting to understand what Cyborg was talking about. Well, like non-lethal, sure, that makes sense, but waiting for that shit takes like 30 minutes to burn out.
I die.
You take one shock to the head, and that's it.
I die.
He actually has allergic to pepper spray 5 points on his character.
Jesus Christ. Alright, he's gonna... Do you give in? What is this I die shit?
After it wears off, he goes, "Bro, what the fuck? All the girls in the bars always..." I hate fat boys. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm playing this character, guys.
He kneels down, places both hands on the side of your head to keep your head straight. He goes, "All right, listen to me. You will be quiet unless you are spoken to. You will answer briefly and respectfully. Do you understand me? Nod if you do. Don't say a fucking word."
Ooh, Sam, can I make stability against to see how scared I am?
Yeah, of course. Always.
Oh, I love it.
And how many penalty die?
Technically speaking, due to the pepper spray, it should be under, 2 penalty dice. This was a pretty weak variant.
Okay, so -2. I still got 3 10s, Sam.
You do know hard dice get deducted first, right?
I got 3 10s, Sam.
Holy shit.
I don't know why. The roller really loved me, and just letting you know.
That's so good.
I have to do this, Sam, but I have to do. She's like, "Yeah, whatever, bruh. Just step it on my grill."
He's going to sigh and transition to a sleeper hold.
He's gonna touch my butt, guys, please.
You have to make a brawling check to be able to speak.
Can I try dodging?
You can roll block. You
can't dodge. I'm all buttered up though, Sam. I can't butter up.
You know what? I'm gonna say you are pretty greasy from the fucking pepper spray. This was a pretty slippery concoction. You can roll dodge.
And here's where you guys learn I'm a dodging expert. 4 10s.
So he has you in a pretty stiff headlock, but you slip out like a man trying to hold a...
That's right, I buttered up pregame.
You slide 10 feet across the floor, knocking over all of the chairs until your head impacts with the folding table with the coffee.
And I knock myself out. Cool.
It spills and you are just drenched. It's cold coffee. It's been out for a minute. But, you're stained, you're soaked. Kind of embarrassing.
Wait. Is G-Slice self-aware enough to be embarrassed?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. Chris?
No, but I was going to say he hit his head on the folding chair and he passed out. Just so we can...
Can I publish this quote, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, God. So greasy. Yes. Yeah. Please publish.
So the chaperone, Mr. Miller, is going to fucking inject you with adrenaline so you wake up.
God damn it, Sam. I wanted to end this scene.
He goes, "Whoa there, buddy. I know this is difficult for all of us, but you are here under criminal charges, so you have to participate." You can suffer, but you can't give up.
This is where you learn that G-Slice is really into BDSM. Suffer I will.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
That's not how this works.
Not how this works. I don't think any BDSM circle anywhere.
No. It was a joke. Joke.
Okay.
Joke. I don't want to offend the BDSM community. That was just a joke.
Okay.
Jesus, Sam.
All right. Do we end the session on "You can suffer, but you can't quit"?
I don't think we're going to be able to top that. So yes.
Okay. Yes. Experience. Everyone gets one experience.
I will give that to Mr. President, as I've been just hoarding XP for him.
Good XP.
Since we were pretty roll light this session, I'm going to replace who was most useful towards who do you think contributed most towards the plan this session?
Charlie.
Yeah.
Mr. Chaz.
All right. Seth, gain an experience.
All right. Cool.
Who do you think stayed in character the best this session?
Chris.
Jesus.
I think you meant G-Slice. Yeah. I have to separate my brain, and I imagine. Let me explain how I thought of G-Slice's personality. When I took an ex out for her birthday for drinks, you were there, Bob. You remember this? She got pretty hammered, right? We were all pretty hammered except for our TT, and we went behind the Walgreens at our university, right? And up at the top, there's like this little frat house, right? And it has like the little stairs, like a metal ladder that leads up to like this metal balcony. And up there was this short, like 5'2" guy sipping a beer from a straw with a cozy. And he starts yelling. My ex goes around the corner first. He starts yelling stuff at her to pick a fight with her. Then Bob walks around the corner. Then our other friend walks around the corner. Then I walk around the corner. And she's just yelling, "Fight me!" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll come down, I'll beat you up." And then Bob yells, "I dare you." And he's like, "Oh shit. You guys have backup? Bro, that's not cool."
I fucking dare you, bitch.
Yeah, Bob was like, "I dare you. Please come down here. Make my day. I have drank enough. I am super happy to deliver you an ass whooping to your 5'2" self."
I am super happy to just pick you up and put you in the ground.
Bob's 10 beers deep and has been listening to Burly Brawl for 3 hours.
I based I based the annoying personality of that one guy I had an interaction with off of G-Slice. I just tried to imagine his personality and I projected in there.
Mm.
You know how fucking weird you have to be to drink beer, bottled beer with a straw and a koozie, then pick a fight with a drunk girl by herself, and then instantly cower away when, another person's there.
So I had planned on voting for Tom, but I feel like that feels wrong after you telling that story.
Oh, I just wanted to let you know.
All right, Chris gained the experience. I don't, Chris, you earned it.
It's the best part was just Bob, like me, Bob, my ex. I try not to say her name. We're just trying to get this guy to come down and fight us, and the other friend is like, "Yeah, no, listen, have a great night. I gotta take these drunk people home. Have a great." Just like, "Come fight us, pussy."
So that would be me in that scenario.
Yes. Yeah. Seth, you were there in a way.
You are there in spirit.
Okay.
Come at me, bro.
Finally, who had the best bit tonight?
Tom.
Which bit specifically?
The avoiding of the whatchamacallit. Like the heavy avoiding of the thing.
Forge heart, yeah.
That was good.
That comboed with the continuation of the slime bit. Isekai bit.
I still feel like the line, "If I write a good enough fan fiction, my life will make sense again" line was really raw.
That was incredible. That was beautiful.
I want you to know G-Slice wasn't supposed to survive very long in this setting.
I wouldn't know you saying that out loud means I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure he lives for as long as possible.
That's fine. That's fine. He's actively working against that.
So the important thing is we're going to. I feel like this group circle thing is going to be like a make or break him, as in he will either develop as a character or it will literally break him.
Oh, it will break him.
Break.
Remember, his personality was based off of someone I dislike.
G-Spice, be careful if you die. Bayou Bell will cry or something.
No, he
Avery will.
I mean, he might, but tears of happiness.
Tears of happiness. So Sam, what I said is, if you wanted to bring Quake back, since the amount of memory loss is random, we could say if you do bring her back, we remove all the parts that made her evil, and then just
delete her memories of Market Street, and she's a functional human being.
Well, I was saying she remembers all the fucked up shit she does, and she has to like go through an atonement quest.
Yeah, she has to remember. She only remembers the fact that she did fucked up shit. She doesn't remember the stuff that made her do it. So she's just like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
Why am I such a bad person? Yeah, so that was kind of. I figured that would be funny.
Ooh, a better way we could do it is she has totally it goes wrong slightly. She's unusual. She has slight amnesia for the first session, and then it phases in with all the horrible shit she's done. She's like, wait, that doesn't jive.
or just Sweet Tooth starts telling her all the fucked up shit she did. That would be good. Either way, an option. Because she was way overpowered, I feel like, for that 100 points.
When I imagine Sweet Tooth going to war against a person he actively doesn't like, even though he has all the bazooka bubblegum and stuff, I can only imagine him pulling out like a Zweihander candy cane.
So if you ever want, guys, we'll replace G-Slice with Quake. That's the option I'm saying.
That sounds reasonable. That sounds like a trade-up.
I don't know. I feel... it's just gonna feel so bad running against fucking Quake again. I like rolling dice.
Well, I don't like you rolling dice, so...
Yeah, Sam, that was the whole point. I made fights easy.
Okay,
but again,
part of
Quake
it
is also going to be at 125 points, so...
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Part of it is you did kind of hard counter a lot of the Urban Decay members where they don't have large dice pools, they have very high quality dice pools.
Mm-hmm.
So penalty dice hurt them way more than it does other characters.
Yeah.
So who gets humor point?
I thought it was Tom.
Yeah, it was you.
Oh, okay.
Was it?
Yeah, it was you, buddy. Yeah, it's definitely you. I think we all voted for you.
I thought I
heard you say anything.
Oh, I voted for him too. Did Bob vote?
No, I was just about to say that, and I was like, wait, Bob didn't.
Or did I?
This is where I tab back into general. Bob's just posted in text oh hey, sorry, Luna was barking, so I muted my mic. Here are my votes.
Luna doesn't bark this late at night.
Yeah, she does.
Actually, she doesn't really bark much at all.
Coffee was barking.
Coffee was barking, so I had to mute my mic.
All right. Final thoughts for the session?
That's good.
I'm very curious to see where this fucking...
So, if you guys ever want, I will dissolve the shit out of... We can kill off G-Slice now.
Depending on what happens in this next... In the next part of the therapy session, is it possible that G-Slice being here is it'll take the church apart? Because I feel like it actually kills him. That's going to be really bad, right?
I feel like it would unite the church against him.
They are conservative Christians, so really, it should just remind most of them of their own children.
Ouch! Fuck!
Yeah. Ooh, got him! Ooh! Oh, got him!
Zagged on him.
I burned a bunch of people that are definitely not watching the stream. Oh,
so brave. I do want to ask, how did your interaction with Bear Spray affect your opinion and/or takes on the deputies so far? Just to get a gauge of how you guys feel.
I think Dr. Slime being very nonviolent would have been like, that was excessive.
I mean, I had been agreeing with the people about like Cyborg apparently just laxing people that quickly was a bad thing. But then seeing how Bear Spray operates, I'm not entirely sure how I feel.
I don't think any of them are level-headed except maybe Gargoyle. I think there would be some definite need for some like relationship building so that they're not entirely dependent on an outside source to make them functional. Legitimately, I'm trying to think. I don't know if we have a better option than just sticking them in a room with Lilac.
I was gonna say we could because right now Mr. President's NPC because he takes way too much role playing. You could put him with him for a bit.
Yeah, but I feel like we would need to put all of the deputies with you for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he is dedicated to like building a better community.
You know what? If that is an option that we are allowed to take, I actually do like that option. If we could do that off screen too.
Yeah, you just have to find Mannequin, and you have to give me a valid like therapy session, I guess.
I will give you a valid therapy session with Mr. President, who
like
by the
like
way,
talking points.
One of the XPs, one of the things I think I'm spending of XPs on for you guys, just so you know, is a nullification power for Mr. President. Okay. But how it will work will people in the fight will vote whether a character should be allowed to have their power or not. And it has to be over. It has to be 2/3, right, Sam?
Yeah.
And they have to be able to petition. Majority. They have to be able to petition for them to get their power back next round. They won't have the power back, but they have to be able to petition for it.
And most importantly, as per the rules of a veto, you have to have a reason to veto it.
So who can bring forth this vote?
Sam, if you've looked at some of the reasons they put for vetoing stuff, you can put whatever the fuck you...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, you say, oh, I don't like this. It's technically a reason.
Yeah. But you have to get 2/3 to agree to it.
I mean, so one of the cool things I was thinking is it's not a nullification I'd like to use all the time, but I'd like to use it in, like... when we're fighting, like, you know,
specifically.
Yeah, odd specifically things. Specifically,
I said Cobb specifically.
Yeah, it was going to use it specifically against Cobb. To be honest,
I think Cobb could survive until he can petition for please give me back my invincibility.
You did technically say that you weren't allowed to use Hyper Charm or Hyper Command for it.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, I thought that was anyone can.
I will say it's heavily penalized for others, but since you're the one being majorly disruptive, it felt less fair. I'm gonna say it's like even though, even-ish.
Okay. I would like, yeah, because I have like all my I still have a lot of command even without my hyper command, but
yeah,
I think, yeah, I just don't want it to be bullshit. Like Cobb gets his, you know, invincibility taken away, and he's like, "Oh, you vote for me."
Yeah, no, it'd be more like, all right, you're obviously just doing this because you don't like me, and that's not fair. This is a marketplace of idea. Okay, I have to stop before I start actually using fucking neo-Nazi rhetoric.
Why?
I mean, just listen to... Sorry.
Speaking
Sam, I will say... Oh, sorry. Can I just say... You realize is the stream off?
Oh, good call, buddy.
You talk first, then.